I'm angry. So you all know how I made that video discussing a tweet by a user ImKatt, which is pretty much racist in its entirety. Well, some more issues appeared and I want to talk about it because she's speaking for a community that she's not a part of. Overall, we can say she's already a shitty person, right? This user called Oh My Sheep made a huge thread on this, and I won't be reading the whole thread, but I will be reading some of it. But before we begin, make sure to like and subscribe because it would really help me out a ton and I would really appreciate it. So let's get into this. Alright, so the first tweet of this thread is somebody contacted me about the situation. They are autistic, and with me also being neurodivergent, they've literally asked me to post about this. I'm so angry right now, I'm literally shaking as I post about this, but it's important people see it. A thread about ImKatt, and then they add these whole tags. So one of these images, these are all images from the person's TikTok. They made TikToks about this. So this is their old Twitter. Okay, so small edit. I am going to be taking a small break, but maybe just like a couple hours, a couple of days at most. This isn't because I was called out, but instead because I've got generally a lot of notifs and I've been getting overstimulated. And then there's text from their TikTok. Here's where I said I was overstimulated and needed a break. When I get overstimulated, it's a very extreme experience. I had already posted an apology during this. I've honestly been getting overstimulated since the space, but I didn't want to interrupt anybody. So yeah, that's a pretty reasonable response. And yeah, as me having ADHD and autism, it's I get like that too, and sometimes I need to just take a break off of all that. But let's go to the next image where Cat will show up. Here we go. I get that you're overstimulated, but bringing it up is useless because it doesn't seem like it is because it seems like it is an attempt to paint yourself as a victim because you're overwhelmed with notifications. A simple fix to that is to mute them. You bringing up that sounds like guilt trip when this is supposed to be about you taking accountability. You never bring your own emotions and concerns into situations like this because you're supposed to be focusing on those you hurt and what you did. What? So I had already turned them off. I was still overstimulated. So why are you saying this to an autistic person who's overstimulating? Muting won't do anything, you know? It won't. So you saying that is just pointless, Cat. You're already proving yourself ableist, you know? But here we go. So I heard you were unhappy about me mentioning your overstimulation. I've never meant to disrespect that at all, nor did I demonize that or autism. Demonizing means that you mentioning something as threatening or harmful, which I never did. All I did was mention that it sounded like you were using it as a way to guilt trip us. Only reason I say that is because it was irrelevant to the point of the situation. It was not needed to be mentioned. I actually have autistic friends, and and they told me that I did not in fact demonize anything, and that my point was valid. However, they did emphasize with the fact that you probably felt offended by me mentioning it at all, because since it is a very sensitive issue, I understand overstimulation is not, and then it gets cut off. I had confided in someone during my overstim attack, and they had told Cat. Used the I have autistic friends, so this is why I'm right excuse that we've heard millions of times. And yeah, I've heard that too. Cat, why? Overstimulation is not something you can control, but I was told you can control. in this case, the notifications by muting them, as you have already have done before due to the overstimulation. So this isn't something you aren't capable of or haven't done already before. My friend told me they overstim too and do the same, not comparing your experiences, just mentioning what they had told me so you can understand what I'm coming at. I apologize for hurting your feelings. I won't mention anything about your autism and stims again. I just want to let you know I never demonized you or tried to paint you in a bad light whatsoever. Sounds to me like you are. Kat, reading this just makes me feel extremely angry. And me being extremely angry, you don't want that, The situation was that the person that ImKatt was approaching spoke over black people, but not intentionally. This person has autism and gets overstimulated. All they did was let people know the truth. They're overstimulated. They're going to take a break. They have that right. I responded with, okay, definitely going to make a video on this. So now she's racist and ableist. Yeah, the thread goes on forever, but that pretty much proves that she's ableist. She does not care. Now, I've been getting tons of her dick riders in my replies right now, and bringing up different tweets I made, even like this tweet about PewDiePie that had nothing to do with what the original post and thread was about. And of course, I replied with that. I replied with them, and of course, I replied to them saying that it was a completely different topic and you shouldn't be talking about what I tweet. And then I just did what she did. I screenshotted her tweets and I basically overcame her. So yeah, that's the situation right now. It's pretty extreme. ImKatt, I hate you. Not because you're black, but just because of this situation. I would love for anybody else's opinions about this, because I'm not speaking for everyone for this. But yeah, thank you all for watching. Peace out.
Look at me, I'm a reflection of what you wanna be. King on the throne.